Last Friday, the 22nd of November at 12:03 a.m., a vehicle was observed by the police in Hastings driving along with gang insignia on the dashboard of the vehicle. They pulled over the vehicle and arrested the man driving, who was a member of the mongrel mob. Now, his crime? Driving with gang insignia on the dashboard. This arrest was made under New Zealand's new gang anti-insignia laws. Now, these laws were introduced the day before. They came into effect on the 21st, and at 12:03 a.m., the first arrest was made. Does that sound a bit suspicious to you? It certainly does to me. Now, we don't know the full circumstances of that arrest, and we probably won't. In my opinion, it was probably a gang member who was driving home and he was taking his insignia home. Maybe he was complying with these new laws. Who knows? But for the police, it's a win. And in fact, in the first 24 hours that these laws were introduced, 11 gang members were arrested for breaching the anti-insignia laws. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit today about some of these incidents and what effects these laws are going to have on gang members and the public and everyone else, because this will actually affect everyone, not just gang members. So let's get into it. Thanks for being here today. Welcome back to the channel. As always, good to have you here. Let's update you on the New Zealand gang patch ban laws. So over the last week, there's been 25 arrests of gang members for breaching these laws. And a lot of it is just for wearing gang insignia in public. So one of the first cases in Papua, Auckland, where a 50-year-old man was arrested for wearing a mangakaha patch outside of his house. Okay, so in the public realm, just outside of his house. Initially, he didn't want to comply and he wouldn't give over his patch, but then eventually he did, and he was arrested for wearing insignia in public. No other criminal charges were filed. It was literally just for wearing his patch outside of his house. And then in Hamilton, a 40-year-old man was arrested wearing a mongrel mob t-shirt walking into a restaurant. And of course his shirt was confiscated, but he was arrested for wearing insignia in public. But he was just wearing insignia. He wasn't committing any other crimes. And this is where these laws are going to get a little bit slippery. For many of these gang members, a lot of them aren't criminals. Sure, a lot of gang members do commit crimes. I'm not going to, ever deny that, but done as an individual. Now, when it comes to gang crime, it's normally gang on gang crime. So, hey, cool, let them fight each other, whatever. You have to realize that many of these gang members, especially the Māori gangs, they're impoverished and they need this community. I've gone into that already, but what I'm trying to get across is that not all of them are criminals, but they are going to be made to be criminals by their association, which I believe is wrong. There are pedophiles in the justice system and politics, but does that mean we should ban all politicians or every member of the judicial system because a few of them are pedophiles or criminals? And that's the thing. That's the whole case I've been stating all along, is that gangs commit about 20% of the crime in New Zealand. Who's committing the other 80%, and why aren't they going after them? And it's because for the New Zealand government, they have a target and they're an easy target to see. So by targeting them in the public, they are seen to be doing something about crime. In reality, they are not the problem. They are not the ones who are causing the most crime, not when it comes to the public. Don't get me wrong, I know there is crime committed in the public. Look, there's crime everywhere, but we need to look at overall solutions and we need to look at other ways of addressing it. By simply taking away their patches, it doesn't help whatsoever. It's going to anger them even further, and it has. Police have said initially most are rarely compliant with these laws. It's because the majority of them don't want to be arrested over these dumb laws. No one wants to get locked up for wearing a piece of clothing. They're gang members. Doesn't matter whether they wear a patch or not. They're still gang members. And as someone commented on my video a while back, the mafia don't wear patches saying they're mafia. but they're still mafia and they still conduct business.
Are you in the mafia?
All the government is doing is pushing the gangs underground. And in doing so, they're really almost breaching human rights, and they are going to use it eventually to strip away rights from other groups that they deem criminal, however they portray them. If the government has a beef against you, they'll ban your group, ban you in public, do all this kind of thing. It opens a whole Pandora's box of human rights and civil rights being stripped away. And that's how I see it, with these new laws. So where's it going to go from here? Are we going to see crime massively reduced? Well, only time will tell. Look, arresting a gang member for wearing a patch and taking him off the street for a day is not going to affect crime rates in any way. It really isn't. In fact, it's been shown not to work in many other countries. Australia, Canada, the crime rates have not changed whatsoever. Sure, in some states like Queensland, it's really hard to be an outlaw biker because you can't wear your patch, but there are still outlaw bikers there. Membership didn't really change, so look, I'm going to keep an eye on these laws. I will keep you updated on what's happening and with the arrests and any legal, comeback and ramifications of it. I will be letting you know, because this is something that I strongly believe in. And I don't condone or support gangs in any way. But as I have always said, I do see a need, especially in New Zealand, where the majority of gang members are Māori or Pacific Islanders or impoverished, because New Zealand is a very difficult country to live in. There's a lot of oppression, there's a lot of abuse, and there always has been. That's why New Zealand has such a large gang population and always will. They're always going to be there. No government's going to stop it. And in fact, we only have 2 more years with this government. They'll probably get voted out, and hopefully the incoming government will scrap these laws completely, because they do that all the time anyway. It's always just a game of, who can do more for the public, who can do more to, garner our, and, popularity, whatever. And the current government is all about that. They just want to be seen to be doing something, but they're doing the least amount possible. They should be putting the resources into solving the other 80% of the crime committed in New Zealand, some of the real heinous crimes, because they're out there and they're not committed by gang members. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I'd love to hear your feedback and your opinions on this, because it does affect everyone in different ways. But thank you so much. Just a short little one this week, just for this update. But I will see you on Sunday. Got another great video coming up, as always. And hey, if you want to keep supporting me and the channel, you know what to do. All the links are in the description below. You can buy me coffee, you can buy merch, you can sign up to my Patreon. Just give this video a big super like. Oh, I'd appreciate that. But take care, everyone. Have a great week and be kind to each other, okay? Peace out. Love and light to you.